Simone Paul was no typical young lady. This girl, who was abandoned at an early age and had a kind heart, would meet by coincidence and have a profound impact on the lives of 4 other individuals. That's how it transpired. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. In a tiny town, Simone and her mother resided in a peaceful area. Despite their poverty and Simone's fatherlessness, they were a happy family. They more than made up for their dearth of worldly possessions with their love and support. Great things to do in their daily lives included taking long walks in the park, watching sunsets, and appreciating the small things in life. Simone, who was raised by a single mother, was never granted the sister she had so much desired. Anything may go wrong at any time. This was Simone's experience when she stayed at home sick while her mother went for her regular stroll. When a drunk driver lost control of his car, she was killed right away. The most trying period of this girl's life was the months that followed. Simone battled valiantly to remain in the home her mother had left her, desperately hoping to escape going into foster care or moving in with her relatives. At the age of 17, she made the decision to leave school and look for employment in order to support herself because the funds her mother had given her would soon run out. At the nearby senior community, Simone had previously volunteered. She enjoyed working with the elderly, therefore her goal was to become a nurse someday. While she did conduct their errands, she spent much of her time sitting with them, listening to their anecdotes of bygone days or reading to the ones who were visually impaired. The administration of the senior home made her an offer for a permanent position after learning about her situation. At least it would put some food on the table, even though they could not pay her much. She happened upon a really old wallet on the sidewalk outside the drugstore one day while doing her errands. She discovered it belonged to one of the retirement home's residents when she picked it up. Mr. Blakely was an odd elderly guy who stayed to himself most of the time. Simone did not grasp the sort of melancholy that was on his face. All she knew was that he never received any visits. He was much relieved when Simone gave the wallet back to Mr. Blakely. In addition to being stuffed with cash, the wallet held a lot of personal significance for him. Though he kept it a secret from Simone, he wanted to give her something in return for her candor. The girl and the elderly guy would go on to have a unique bond that started with that visit. Simone somehow managed to get beyond the heavily guarded doors of his heart and glimpse the true Mr. Blakely. Her neighbor's house has been unoccupied for over a year. One afternoon, Simone came home to see that her new neighbors had finally moved in. She stepped over, curious to see who they were. She could see a solitary figure through the window standing in front of the stove, but when she knocked, a little girl, maybe 5 years old, answered the door. Thomas and Lily were the new neighbors. At the age of 17, Thomas was taking care of his younger sister. The stench of burnt food was a dead giveaway that this child was having difficulty with his obligations, despite his best efforts to manage. Over a dark coffee, Thomas and Simone hit it off. Thomas told his mother, his younger sister, and himself the tale of how he moved to a new town to get away from his violent father. Then he mentioned that his mother was very ill and required surgery to survive. She was upstairs. Sadly, they lacked the funds to cover the expense. Simone soon established herself as a frequent guest and developed feelings for Lily, whom she perceived as her imaginary younger sister. Simone was overjoyed to get her first paycheck on the day it finally came, but as soon as she saw the sum that had been given to her, which was double what they had agreed upon, she rushed straight to the director of the nursing home to report a serious error. The matron's reaction to her was that one of the residents had chosen to pay her an additional sum of money each month. Simone went grocery shopping that afternoon for her neighbors as well as herself. Lily began to cry that afternoon as she brought the dinner. It had been a long time since they had eaten a nice dinner. Simone met their mother around a month after she first met Thomas and Lily. She quickly saw that she could assist her more than her novice children because of her extensive expertise of caring. She would stop over every day after work to tend to the mother who was bedridden. To make her life as simple as possible, she would give her a bath, take care of her hair, and do some general housework. She would eventually become accustomed to Simone's visits, in spite of her early objections, and the melancholy on her face would vanish when she was with her. Despite her difficult upbringing, Simone's life began to improve, and she now had some priceless friendships. She felt a particular connection to Mr. Blakely. He was almost her grandfather. Despite being wealthy, he did not appear to be happy with his life. He told her that when she was 18, he forbade his only daughter from marrying a very reckless man, and she ran off with him. A year later, his wife passed away from heartbreak since they were never able to locate their daughter again. She was very fond to Lily and her mother, and she had a second friendship with Thomas. As they sat on the porch one evening, Thomas confided in Mary. He informed her that his father had made his mother's life extremely difficult. She had put in a lot of effort to attempt to support the family and make up for his extravagant spending habits. She had a back injury while working a job that required her to lift large goods. It was now happening slowly, a paralysis. It would be too late to save her if she didn't have surgery soon. Simone could not be silent. She sought Mr. Blakely for a loan without telling Thomas about her intentions. She was aware that Thomas's mother needed the surgery immediately. Despite her assurances to repay the debt, Mr. Blakely refused to meet her demands. Rather, he proposed to cover the cost of the procedure. His daughter had left a gap that Simone had filled, and he would stop at nothing to ensure her happiness. When Simone broke the wonderful news to Thomas, Lily, and their mother, they were all in shock. In a week, the life-saving procedure was scheduled. This three-person family was incredibly appreciative of all that Simone and Mr. Blakely, the benefactor, had done for them. Thomas made the decision to go personally thank the elderly guy who had so kindly paid for his mother's surgery for this very reason. Ultimately, the medical professionals were quite certain that she would fully recover. When Thomas arrived at the retirement community, he was shown to Mr. Blakely's room. An elderly man with gray hair was seated there in the corner, gazing out the window. There was something familiar about his profile. When Thomas gently knocked on the door, he was told to have a seat. Thomas thanked Mr. Blakely for covering the cost of the procedure while crying. He planned to get a job and reimburse the surgical costs after his mother recovered and was ambulating. He, his mother, and his younger sister got a newfound opportunity at happiness because of this generous act. After his emotions subsided, Thomas studied the lone picture by Mr. Blakely's bed. He was startled to discover that he had previously seen this image after initially believing that his eyes were playing tricks on him and wiped away his tears. It didn't take Thomas long to figure out that the picture was of Mr. Blakely on his wedding day. Thomas remarked, "Mr. Blakely, I believe you to be my grandfather. Although I came to thank you for covering the cost of the procedure, I believe I discovered something more worthwhile today. The identical photo is next to my mother's bed. It was the only item she had left of her parents, she had once told me." A man and his daughter met again in the local hospital after nearly 40 years apart. They both felt a tremendous deal of regret for the choices they had made, which had spared each other years of needless suffering. Rebuilding his connection with his daughter and his grandkids was a priority for Grandpa Blakely, who also maintained a watchful eye on the growing romance between Thomas and Simone, the girl who had assisted them in finding their long-lost family. What a touching tale, and to think that it was all due of a misplaced wallet. Have you ever seen a small gesture make a lasting impact on someone's life? Leave a comment below to let us know. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you later. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.